Hey everybody, we're back for another live stream. I'm just trying to make this chat smaller. It's huge on my screen, so bear with me. I'm trying a new setup, which is why the screen looks a little different, or at least it did initially. Let me know if there's any issues with the audio, with the stream, anything like that, and we'll get into this. I can see a few of you are on the chat, which is awesome. So as soon as I get a thumbs up that we're all good, we'll get started. And the reason why I'm waiting a little bit is because I changed a little bit in the background in terms of how we are, or how I'm doing the streams. So let me know if everything's good and we'll get started. Okay, audio is good. Awesome. Let me know if any issues come up. How about that? Okay. Zach Dixon, aka Masked Ninja, says hello. How are you? Glad you could join. Animated Alex, yo Ash, how are you? Glad you could join, Animated Alex. And then you say, do you think Walking Dead characters saw the missile? Well, no, because they didn't show it, right? Because the timeline of The Walking Dead is ahead of Fear, right? So we would have already seen it if they saw it. If they just skipped over it, then I think it doesn't really make sense. So I don't think they saw it, because if they did, they would have showed it to us in The Walking Dead original show. Captain John Price just subbed. Thank you very much for subbing. Hopefully you'll enjoy the content we have on the channel, and glad you could join this stream. Animated Alex, I think John Dory Sr. should have killed Teddy. Could you imagine going after someone for 30 years only to have a kid kill them for it? Yeah, I mean, I saw it coming. I mean, I think everyone saw it coming that, what's her name? I'm blanking on her name. Not Charlie, but the other kid. Dakota. Everyone saw it coming that Dakota was gonna not switch sides necessarily, but she'll be the one that kills Teddy. Or I think most fans saw that coming. So it wasn't surprising, but it was underwhelming because we all saw it coming. And like you said, Teddy would have been a better person to do it. Or better yet, it should have been Morgan himself. Zach Dixon, that's where you said audio is good. And that's the thumbs up from Animated Alex. I think that's for when I asked if the audio was good. No new questions. While we wait, I want to take this time to plug something. Not plug, but you know what I mean. I talked about this on, I think, my last Walking Dead video, but I have officially, you could say, I've opened up a new social media account. It's gonna be on Clubhouse. I don't know how many of you know about that or are a part of it, but it's basically a social media platform where you can basically have different rooms, and it's audio, so you can have actual conversations back and forth. It's just audio, so I thought it's a great channel to use for the channel, or channel that we could use for this channel. Anyway, I don't know how many people are going to be on it, but the description should be in the chat, in the description. If it's not, let me know. And if you want to kind of follow me on that social media platform on Clubhouse, let me know, and you know, I'll put the information. The information should be at the bottom of my newest videos, but if you want to see it right now, let me know and I'll put it in the chat. But yeah, for those of you that are interested, that's a great place to have these discussions exactly like this, but it won't be one way. Like, you guys can actually talk to me as well. So it'll be a great collaboration between us, and it'll be a great place to just talk, you know, have a chit chat. Instead of you guys typing and me answering. Now, the other thing is, it doesn't always have to be Walking Dead content. We could talk about anything as well. Much like what we do here. I feel like even with these live streams, we don't always just talk about Walking Dead, but the big focus is definitely on Walking Dead. But we could definitely have that new channel on Clubhouse to have a lot of great conversations as well. Animated Alex, I was more satisfied with Dakota's death than Teddy's. I wasn't satisfied with any of the deaths. I felt like we were missing a big death. I know people keep saying we don't have to get a big death in a finale, but I think that was one of the episodes where it required it. You know what I mean? Like, not having a huge death, and by huge death I mean someone that we didn't expect. Like, not Teddy, not Dakota, because we saw those coming. Someone we didn't see. Even Raleigh's death, that wasn't really a big character death. So I felt like that episode lacked like a huge character death. Giuseppe says, yo, Ash, how are you? Glad you could join, Giuseppe. Giuseppe says, what war? What war? What war are you guys talking about? Oh, Animated Alex says, I thought you went to the military. Oh, I guess that's what you guys were talking about. Yeah, I remember that. Giuseppe was away for a little bit. Captain John Price, do you see any Fear characters as familiar faces in World Beyond Season 2? I talked about that in one of my videos. Yeah, I think the two I think would make most sense for us to see in World Beyond is Sarah, Danny Salazar maybe, Althea maybe. I feel like I'm putting my money on seeing one of them in World Beyond. Charlie would be a great or not great character, but she would be the perfect fit for World Beyond. You know what I mean? So maybe we'll see her. But there's also a possibility that they'll just go right to the movies, you know? They'll just slide their way in there. Or there's a possibility that none of that's going to happen and they're going to stay on Fear, which is the least exciting way that it could turn out to be. I'm just gonna read the questions or comments directed at me. I think that'll be a faster back and forth than me reading every comment. I talked about this before, but maybe something we should start doing on these chats is if a comment or a question is directed for me, just put at SuperVideos Entertainment and it'll get highlighted for me so I can see that it's just for me. I'll still go through it, and if it's a question for me, I'll be able to see it, but if it's something that you really want me to see and I skip it or something, just do that. I think it's easier, at least for me, if there's a lot of comments. So if we could do that, that'll be awesome. Giuseppe De Rosa, what if Andrew Lincoln played in Call of Duty movie with his awesome British accent? That would be interesting. Speaking of that, something I wanted to talk to you guys about, something very cool. I don't know if it's going to impact the channel. It might be some content we do on the channel because of this, but something interesting. Remind me to talk about that near the end of the stream. If we could do something with that on the channel, with like this thing that's going to happen, I think we'll have a lot of great content on the channel, but I don't want to jinx it. I don't want to necessarily talk about it yet, unless you guys really want me to talk about it. Animated Alex, John may be gone, but his legacy lives on. Yeah, Rick, absolutely. Walking Dead will always be known by Rick. Like, it'll be Rick's show, always, I think. Zach Dixon, aka Mask Ninja, oh, you wrote that for at Captain John Price. Yeah, exactly, something like that. If you write something like that, and put the channel name, it'll get highlighted for me. Animated Alex, do you think we will see Rick in some of the sheriff uniform in the movies, like his season 1 uniform? Not exactly in that uniform, like a sheriff's uniform, but I do think he will have some sort of a soldier role. Like, I really believe that he will. All the clues point towards that. I'm King Ken, says hi, glad you could join King Ken. Animated Alex, Rick Grimes, Warfare. That'll be badass. Mario, as of today, Felix from World Beyond finished filming. It was posted on Instagram. I think, yeah, that makes sense because they started filming season 2 a while ago, right? So it makes sense. Zach Dixon, aka Mask Ninja, exactly like that. See, it gets highlighted for me, which makes it easier for me to know that it's just like a question for me. Imagine a Daryl Dixon crossover in Call of Duty Zombies. I think they could do something like that. Like, Daryl Dixon is a character that they could do something like that with, for sure. Animated Alex, say what it is, Ash. Oh, what I mentioned? I don't know if it's gonna impact the channel though, but and it's because it's out of my control. Like, I don't know. Okay, I don't want to get into it. We'll talk about it at the end of the streams. If at the end of this stream, I mean, if you guys are interested. I mean, if we want to make content about that on the channel, that would require me to kind of do some digging around, some, use my detective work a little bit to get some information about some of the things that's gonna happen, so that we might be able to get some content on the channel. Animated Alex, I think Walking Dead Battle Royale would be cool. Yeah, that would be. I mean, you mean on the show or like a game? I would love to see an open world Walking Dead game. That would be pretty awesome. I think that should be something that they go for. An open world Walking Dead style game. That'll be pretty awesome. Zach Dixon, aka Mask Ninja, at SuperVideos Entertainment. Yeah, exactly like that. I like that because I can see it highlighted. They had Merle in Black Ops 1 Zombies. Did they? I didn't have that game. I didn't have Black Ops. I have more Modern Warfare. That's the one I have. I don't play a lot of Call of Duty though, because I'm really bad at it, but I don't play often. But I didn't know Merle was on there. That's pretty cool. Animated Alex, good thing there's no clickers in The Walking Dead. Yeah. Speaking of clickers, that's kind of connected to that interesting piece of information that I was going to talk about. It's, you know what I'm talking about now at this point, obviously, but it's connected to The Last of Us. We could potentially have some Last of Us content on the channel, and I'm not talking about like content like we have for Walking Dead. It'll be something different. It'll be very different in a way, and it'll be things that I don't think others would be able to do unless they are around where I am. I don't want to get into it now though. You keep wanting me to get into it, but I don't want to jinx it. And again, I don't know how much I'll be able to. I don't know how much I'll be able to see either. You guys don't know what I'm talking about at all right now. Okay, if one more person wants me to talk about it, I'll talk about it. Margot, wait. I know I butchered your last name last time. Iconlub. I'm just gonna call you Margot. Is that right? I hope so. I hope I didn't butcher the name. I like Walking Dead Road to Survival. Yeah, that's a mobile game, right? Yeah, I've seen clips of it. I don't have the game and I haven't played it, but it looks super cool and fun to play. Animated Alex sucks. Daryl became a prophet more instead of a character, but I still think he's cool. Yeah, he has turned into a cash cow for AMC a little bit. Margot, very close. Okay, perfect. I'll just call you Margot so I don't butcher the name. Animated Alex, what if Rick comes back, says he's bit, and the show ends? LOL, just kidding. I hope they don't do that. That would be disappointing. Margot, yes it is. Zach Dixon, aka Mask Ninja, Last of Us show has casted Ellie and Joel. Yeah, they have. What's his name? What's the guy that plays him? The same guy from Mandalorian. He's been cast, yeah. Giuseppe, hey Ash, what would you do if your mom called you downstairs and as you're heading down the stairs, you hear a whisper from closet saying, don't go down? There, honey, I heard it too. That shit would be scary. That would be scary. Like, are you saying we're in the same room and we hear a whisper? Yeah, that would be scary. Animated Alex, the hell are you on, Giuseppe? Yeah, Giuseppe is using his imagination run wild tonight. Okay. I'm just thinking, do I want to talk about the thing, I'm going to call it? I don't know if I should. Because I don't want to commit to anything or promise anything because I don't know. Like, I don't know if we could do something with it. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't know if I want to share. Giuseppe, I read that online. Oh, with the whisper? Scared me. that would legit scare me too. Animated Alex, what did you think of the whispers overall? I loved the whispers in the comic version at the beginning. Then their storyline went downhill a little bit. Especially during the Whisper War. In the TV version, I enjoyed their presence a lot more. Even though I do think still the Whisper War was a little underwhelming, more interesting and exciting than the comics, but still a little underwhelming. But yeah, I did enjoy their whole storyline, regardless of the medium, like whether comics or show. I think it was definitely a new and unique way or unique story in the world of The Walking Dead. We need more stories like that, you know? It feels like we are stuck in this loop of bad guy shows up, goes to war, that's it, you know? There needs to be a little bit of a twist. We had a little bit of a twist with the Whisperers, right? So I think we need to see more of that. And I think it's become more and more the normal for the Walking Dead's TV show and Fear to have just the bad guys show up, they go to war or there's conflict, they get defeated, and that's the end of the story. There's rarely any more twists in the story, you know what I mean? Nick's death from fear is the most embarrassing death in fear. Imagine getting killed by a kid in the post-apocalypse or in the apocalypse. Shake my head. Yeah, that was pretty disappointing. And they did the exact same thing with John's death. Let's not forget that. Let's not forget that. Animated Alex, what if all Walking Dead villains met? Then they would try to kill each other. None of the Walking Dead villains can work together. Like, definitely not. We already saw Negan and Alpha. What would happen there, right? Imagine a governor type person, or even the governor himself in that mix. It'll be deadly. Like, they're not gonna leave each other alone. They would definitely see each other as threat, for sure. Okay, I think this is what we're gonna do. I in my head I keep thinking, do I want to talk about this thing? So if we can get, let's see how many we have on. We have 7 people watching. If we can get 5 of you to say that you want us to talk about it, the thing I'm gonna say, then we'll talk about it. Otherwise, I'm gonna not say anything until I know a little bit more. Animated Alex, I can't talk. I think John should have lived to see his father. Yeah, he should have. Could have had a good story out of that, like, family drama type thing. Yeah, I think. Here's the thing. I don't know which came first. The decision to have John killed, or to have him be written out of the story, or to have the story of his father coming into the story. You know what I mean? I don't know which came first. Like, I don't know if they lost John, like, not lost John, but at some point the writers knew that John wasn't going to be around, and then they wrote in John's father into the story, or whether they knew that his father was going to be in the story anyway, and then they found, maybe prematurely, that John wasn't going to be around for that story that they might have planned. You know what I mean? So I don't know which came first, and it's obviously no one's going to know. No one will ever know. The only person that knows is maybe the actor that plays John and the writers. But whichever this is impacts how that story was bad regardless, that, like, the way it came about. But I think it might justify it a little bit if we could answer that question. Animated Alex, I want the thing, LOL. Okay, so 1 person out of 5. 4 more to go. Margot, he had another project on, a project, so they had to take John off the show. I heard that too. Like, are you talking about Army of the Dead, like the movie? I don't think it was, unless it's a show. Like, if it's a movie, we have had characters shoot movies and the show at the same time. You know what I mean? So I don't think that it's that. But if it is a character, or not character, an actor who actually found another gig, like a show, then that is telling. But if we're going with the movie that they were in, I don't think we could say, because his presence wasn't that much in the movie anyway. And not that he wasn't in it, but like, they could have worked around having him both on the show and in the movie. So unless you're talking about something else, I don't think that the movie was it. I think that he might have left or known that he was going to leave before the movie thing even came about. Animated Alex, I think John's dad is more like Rick than the original John. No, I saw more similarities between John and Rick than John's father. Margot, no, it was a show he was staring on. Oh, really? Starring on, sorry. Really, I didn't know that. I didn't know he was in another show. Then that could be it. That could definitely be it. It's kind of the same thing with the actress that plays Rosita. She's in Selena. I think that's a show. Let me just double check. But that's definitely a telling sign that maybe Rosita might not survive. Even, it's tricky because season 11 is the final season. So she might not die, but, you know, it's just ending. You know what I mean? But let me just double check. What was it called? I just said it. Oh, Selena. The first thing that pops up is Selena Gomez. That's not what I want. Let me see. Selena TV show. Yeah, it is a TV show. Yeah. So that kind of proves my point a little bit. Animated Alex, imagine if Gimpo was still writing the show. Rest in peace, good quality. I've heard a lot of people say that. Like, we give Gimpo a lot of shit, but he wasn't responsible for all of the bad crap. You know what I mean? Margot, he said so in an interview. Oh, the actor for John? Yeah, could be. Honestly, I don't really watch. I haven't watched his interviews. I just watched a bit of his interviews regarding Army of the Dead, but I haven't like watched his interviews recently. Talking about specifically like projects that he's involved with. Animated Alex, how come the CRM now are being brought up and not earlier in the show? They didn't know about it. Like the idea for the in the writers' room, I think the idea of the CRM came in season 8 or early in season 8, right? Or in season 7, let's say. Let's say they planned it for a little bit earlier. So season 6, second half, season 7. Or no, not season 6. Season 7, second half, season 8. I think around that time, they started pitching the idea of this organization called CRM. Which is why it wasn't there all along. Animated Alex, if only there was a Superman in The Walking Dead. Nah, that won't work, right? I mean, it's an apocalyptic show and a superhero show. Or not show, superhero story. So it doesn't quite work. Margot, CRM was after Whispers in comic books. Wait, CRM? There was no CRM in the comic book. That's just a TV thing. In the TV universe, I would say. Animated Alex, then again, the CRM are a secret organization. Yeah, that's how they could justify us not seeing them earlier, right? But in reality, they didn't even know about the writers didn't know they were gonna do this organization, right? Animated Alex, I was just kidding about the CRM or the Superman thing. Yeah, I know. I was just kidding. I knew you were joking. So only one person wants me to talk about the thing. No more of you want me to talk about it. People just joining are like, what are you talking about? We've been going for like, I think, close to 30 minutes. So we'll see how much more questions come in. We might call it a stream if there's no more questions coming up and things like that, because the questions are dying down a little bit. Animated Alex, remember when the CRM used to be called the Helicopter Group? Good times. Yeah, I don't think they knew what the organization was going to be called at that point. Like when Rick was taken, I don't think they knew what the name was going to be. I think the name, when they decided on the name, then they revealed it on Fear. I could be wrong, but I feel like they didn't really, or that they didn't necessarily know what the organization was going to be called from the writer's point of view. All right. The questions are dying down, so let me see. Let me see how many people we have on right now. We have 6 people on the chat, but the questions are dying down. Two participants. I think that's Margot and Animated Alex. But right now there's 4 on the chat, or on the channel, on the stream. So if there's no more questions, we might end the stream here. We'll go for another maybe minute to 2 minutes of rapid fire Q&A, and that'll be the end of the stream. Actually, let me check something while we wait here. Let me see. Someone told me that we might see a trailer dropping this weekend for season 11. I don't know how accurate that is, but something to keep in mind. Oh. Now that's interesting. That's interesting. I was just looking at Knock Bro Nation channel. It's another channel on YouTube that does Walking Dead stuff. They pointed something out that was interesting. Very nice detail that they were able to pull. I might talk about that on a video. Obviously, I'll give them credit because that's where I saw it. But yeah, that was good. I like it. Anyway, yeah, but going back to what I was saying, we might see a trailer dropping this weekend. So, something to keep in mind. Animated Alex, thank God Dwight didn't die. Yeah, I mean, they haven't done much with Dwight though, so I would have almost preferred if he did. They haven't done anything with him after he crossed over to Fear. Animated Alex, yes, there will be trailers soon. Yeah, I've heard that. Like 2 weeks ago, I heard there's going to be one dropping in 3 weeks. And then another source that said this weekend. So a lot of conflicting news, but it's possible in the next few days we might see something. They've dropped a lot of new pictures, so if anything, at least we might see like some character portraits being released before the actual trailer comes out. All right, so one more minute of rapid fire Q&A. If there's any last minute questions, comments. Animated Alex, man, this show better go out with a bang. Yeah, I hope so. I mean, hopefully they won't mess the final season. I hope. Because no matter how great some of the earlier seasons could have been or were, if they mess up the final season, that's going to be the legacy that it's going to leave behind. I think. That it just ended on a down note. You know what I mean? Animated Alex, expect AMC to promote the hell out of this season. I've been surprised though. It's funny you say that. I've been surprised at how much or how there hasn't been a lot of promotional material given it's the final season, you know? I would expect tons of promotional like material, not necessarily teasers, trailers, or pictures or character portraits, but just things teasing at the final season. You know what I mean? They did a little bit of that earlier on with that cake thing and, you know, all of those mini teasers that they had. Those weren't real teasers. Like, they're just fun things that they don't need a lot of resources to do. I was expecting to see a lot more of that, but they kind of stopped doing that. And the pictures that they've released, even though we are getting pictures and things like that, it's not as much as I was expecting. Because it's the final season. I was expecting a whole lot of teasers and trailers and promotional stuff leading up to the actual premiere. Let's not forget, the premiere is in like 2 months. So there isn't a lot of time remaining. Margot, have a good weekend. Have a good weekend, Margot. Thank you for joining. I hope you enjoyed the stream. Animated Alex, I'm gonna go, Ash. See you. Nice catching up with you. Yeah, glad you were able to join, Animated Alex. I hope you enjoyed this stream. Yeah, thanks for joining. I'll wait maybe a couple more seconds to see if there's any more people on the chat or on the stream that might want to ask something, because there's like 7 people still watching. But maybe I'll wait for a little bit more. If there's no comments, we'll end this stream. Alright, so I think that'll be where we end the stream. Thanks everyone for joining. I hope you enjoyed. If you're watching and if you're not a subscriber, make sure to subscribe. We're on the road to 5,000 subscribers. We have like, how many? Let me check. How many subscribers do we have now? We have 3,777 subscribers. So we're on the road to 5,000 subscribers. We're slowly but definitely getting there. Hopefully in the next few months before the start of the next season, the final season, we'll get there. Hopefully that's my I don't want to say, that's what I'm hoping for. That's what I'm going to say. That's what I'm hoping for. So we'll see if we can reach that. But yeah, if you're not a subscriber, subscribe to join us, to join the channel and the community. Hopefully you can join us in 2 weeks time, Friday. So these Friday night streams, we're going to have them every 2 weeks. We used to have them every week, but now we're going to have them every 2 weeks. And then when The Walking Dead returns, then I'll think about whether I want to push the streams to Sunday nights, just like we did for Fear, like a post-episode stream. We'll see about that, but for now, we're going to stick with every 2 weeks, Friday nights at 7 p.m. Mountain Time with the streams. So the next one's going to be in 2 weeks. Friday night in 2 weeks. Hopefully you guys can join. But that's pretty much it. That's for the end of this stream. That's what I wanted to kind of chat with you guys about. A lot of great discussions. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm out.